Somewhere in Omaha, Nebraska, an 87-year-old man is the sixth richest person on the planet. He still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He drinks cherry Coke for breakfast, and he has spent 50 years telling everyone, including you, exactly how to build wealth. Almost nobody listened, not because the advice was complicated, because it was boring. Buy an index fund, go to sleep, repeat until rich. An index fund is not a stock, it's not a bond, it's not a hedge fund run by a guy in a fleece vest who went to Dartmouth. It's a basket holding a little piece of every major company in a market. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, McDonald's, all of it, moving exactly as the market moves. Most people invest through a fund manager, a professional whose job is to study thousands of companies, pick the ones they think will grow, and put your money there. Bloomberg terminals, research teams, Ivy League degrees. You pay them a percentage of your money every year for this. An index fund does none of that. It buys every major company. No picking, no opinions. Apple goes up, you benefit. Some regional bank collapses, Apple, Microsoft, and 497 other companies cushion the fall. The index just holds everything, forever. The fund manager's pitch is that their expertise beats the index. Buy winners, skip losers. That sounds reasonable. It almost never works. Over any 15-year period, roughly 92% of professionally managed funds return less money than a basic index. Not because the managers are stupid, because running a fund is expensive. Analysts, trading costs, research, Midtown Manhattan office space, and every dollar spent on that machinery gets subtracted from your returns before you see a cent. The index has no machinery. That's why it wins. John Bogle invented this in 1976. Wall Street called it un-American. Literally. A Fidelity executive said it was a sure path to mediocrity. Because if you buy the whole market, you'll never beat the market. That's true. You'll also never lose to it. And that second part is where the money is. The average actively managed fund charges around 1% per year. An index fund charges 0.03%. That difference, compounded over 30 years on a $50,000 investment, is roughly $200,000. Gone. To pay for someone's Bloomberg terminal and their second home in the Hamptons. $10,000 invested in an S&P 500 index fund in 1993 is worth over $200,000 today, without touching it, without understanding what a PE ratio is. In year one, you earn returns on your money. In year two, you earn returns on your returns. By year 30, most of your wealth was generated by money you never actually earned. It just appeared, silently, while you were doing something else. Time is the asset, not stock picks, not the guy on Reddit who turned $8,000 into $400,000 on options and will definitely do it again. A Dalbar study tracked investor behavior for 30 years and found the average investor earned less than half the return of the index they were invested in. Same fund, different behavior. The difference was purely psychological: panic, greed, checking the portfolio when the news gets bad. The index doesn't panic. That's the product. Not the returns, the indifference. Fidelity once studied which accounts performed best. The top performers were people who'd forgotten they had an account. Dead people. People who'd literally forgotten the login. The strategy that beats most professionals is do nothing. No decisions, no opinions. Financially, completely inert. Warren Buffett has said publicly that when he dies, his instructions for his wife's inheritance are to put 90% into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. The man with one of the greatest investing records in history doesn't want active management for the people he loves. He wants boring,